You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Let's go!
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, we're talking Super Bowl. What's up? What's happening?
Let's go!
What's happening?
Go! Oh,
Let's go! Let's go!
I'm sure there will be people going, you know, it's just one game, just to secure the playoffs. Why it's so hyped? Because it was a hyped game. All the narratives about Dolphins can't beat playoff teams, Tua can't do it. You know, listen, first of all, Merry Christmas. Over here in the UK, it is Christmas. And what a way to start Christmas with a last-second Jason Sanders field goal for the Dolphins to get the win at Hard Rock Stadium over Dallas Cowboys to secure the playoffs, and that every single win a game, clinch something different is on the board. Charlie, how are you?
Victory Visor is in the building. Merry Christmas, Kadeem. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, the Miami Dolphins are going to the playoffs, and we're going to get into the comments. Shout out to everybody. Kadeem, do your thing before we jump the podcast off.
Kyle says, let's go! Lee
Yes, sir.
Connolly says, put it all in me, boys. Nearly 1 a.m. on Christmas Day. Let's go. Rob SAFC says, oh, Lordy, what a surprise show this is. Carl says, please start the stream with Mo Bamba. Forget copyrights. He says, Merry Christmas, Fins fam. Tim Caro says, Jeff was massive at the end there. Love to see it. Let's go. Yehudi says, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Jason Sanders, ice cold. Tam Ham over on Twitter says, yes. Rob says, get in, boys. Finger kicking, go. Listen, Charlie, there's so many different places to start. We said we might go 10, 20 minutes. We all hold on. Hannah Montana says, I get happy husband for Christmas. Damn straight. I don't know how long we'll be here for. We always say 10, 20 minutes. Once we get going, we get going. I think that was a I won't say near perfect game, but it was definitely essentially everything you could have hoped for. The Dolphins got some luck. Things went their way. And essentially when it mattered, the Dolphins drove down the field and, you know, tied up the game, won that game. How was your nerves throughout the game?
Bro, listen, I'm not a nervous person. I'm not. I'm pretty cool, calm. Listen, I don't get nervous, really. You guys know I make music. I've been on tour before. I've been on stages performing in front of thousands of people. And it's just like, it just kicks in and you just go, you forget that you're doing it. It's just a natural thing. But I was so nervous today watching this game, bro. The whole game, bro. You cannot tell me that this didn't feel like a heavyweight fight. You cannot tell me that this didn't feel like a big game. It had a big game feel the entire game, not just at the beginning, not just at the end. It was a big time game. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to be clear. There's people who's always going to say the negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? If the Dolphins didn't win this, they would have been like, oh, the Dolphins aren't for real. Like, bro, when the Dolphins lost in the playoffs last year to the Bills, every Dolphin fan was like, I ain't gonna lie, we're ready. You know what I'm saying? I like what the team just did. We have a team that we could get behind. Bro, if your team would have lost this game, you would have just abandoned ship. Like, oh, we're not it. Like, bro, it's a fight. We're fighting. You know what I'm saying? We're playing a big-time team, big-time game, big-time season. You know what I'm saying? Like, you thought it was going to be easy? Y'all boys thought it was going to be easy? Like, listen, man, I got Dolphin fans in my phone, and I ain't even going to say who it is, but there's multiple. There's more than one. I have Dolphin fans in my phone that one said, "Oh, let's see what Tua got. Last drive, let's see what Tua got, right?" And then another one said, "Oh, let's see what your boy gonna do." Like, bro, aren't you a Dolphin fan? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, bro. Like, listen, because I can promise you this: if we didn't come back and win that game, it would have been, "Oh, Tua ain't it." You feel me?
Yep.
Like, just like it was with the Titans, Tua had a chance. Dolphins had a chance late. We didn't get it done. So we don't get it done now. Whether Tua throws for 4 for 4 and 80 yards on that last drive, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, oh, well, Tua didn't. Tua's not the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm cool. Whatever y'all need to tell yourselves to go to sleep at night, make sure you tell the person you laying down with tonight, Merry Christmas, because the Dolphins are going to the playoffs.
Well, do you know what? In terms of narratives, Tim Carroll hit the nail on the head in the coffin, whatever it is. Tim Carroll says, "No, Lee, Dallas can't travel. Dallas got smacked last week. Dallas won't count." That can be a narrative. Oh, well, yeah, Dallas aren't good on the road, and Dallas nearly won it. And if it wasn't for a dodgy play call, listen, I don't want to hear it because it was a close game. Even when the Dolphins went up, what was it, 16-7, 16-10, and then like 19-10 and 19-30. Like, the Cowboys kind of stuck around, and there will be a lot of people that will say, you know, well, even at 19-13, the Dolphins got the ball, you know, there was that massive sack on third down, and Tua couldn't sustain the drive, all that nonsense. But like you said, there's just over 2 minutes to go, and there was I want to say like a calm and a poise about the Dolphins. It was like, you know what happened against Tennessee happened. It ain't happening again. Like, we're securing the playoffs at home tonight. Let's go through the comments very quickly. So IMAX says, "I'm really at a loss for words, which if you all know me would be funny." Rob says, "Haha, makes it easier, Hannah, that me being happy." IMAX says, "Great Christmas present from our beloved Miami Dolphins." Hannah Montana says, "I was in bed hiding for the last quarter. My nerves can't take it." She was like, half time, she was gone. I didn't see her again. And to be fair, she just got her hair done, fresh braids. I think for like a field goal, I accidentally like smacked her head because I was like, "Let's go!" She was like, that kind of hurt. I was like, "I apologize. Sorry about that." IMAX says, "What's up, Kadeem, Charlie, and chat?" Lee says, "So nervous." Rob says, "Did you hear Coward kick the tree over in disgust? Christmas is cancelled. Shame." Playoff vibes from Lee Connolly, new narrative. IMAX says, "After Dallas took the lead, I turned my emotions off. I said it to myself, it is what it is. Here we go. No emotions until the ball went through the uprights." We've touched on Lee's comments. Rob says, "The goalposts in the media may move, but Sana just keeps on smashing it through them. Ha ha. Love that." IMAX says, "Charlie, I don't expect Joe to go live tomorrow. Can we get the victory visor? Victory visor is on decks." IMAX says, "Hey Griswold, where are you going to put a tree that big?" And then Lee Connolly says, "There was a calmness I felt we missed in the Chiefs game, for example." I think overall there was a calmness throughout the entire team, even when that, I guess, go ahead touchdown drive from the Cowboys at the end. Listen, it was a great. The Dolphins done well to get that stop on third down. They get the penalty, is what it is. The next play, they get that sack. And in my opinion, it took a great throw from Dak and a great catch from Cook to score that touchdown. But outside of that, this Dolphins defense just did what they wanted for the most of the game. I'll stop myself from talking. What did you make of the Cowboys opening drive?
Well, you said a lot there. I got to go back to some stuff that you like. You didn't even let me in. But IMAX, I had to throw the victory visor back on for you. We started it with the victory visor, but I had to throw it back on per request. Listen, Kadeem, like with the narratives, and I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. With the narratives, it's gonna be, oh, the Cowboys don't beat nobody on the road anyway. Then it's gonna be, the Cowboys are a contender, and then it's gonna be it's only one win against somebody above 500. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be something new. That's why it can't matter ever. You know what I'm saying? Again, on the last episode, I said there are teams who go to the playoffs with 12 wins, 13 wins, 14 wins, and wet the bed. And then there are teams who make the playoffs with 8 wins and 9 wins and 10 wins and win the Super Bowl. So none of it matters until it matters. You know what I'm saying? All this regular season stuff, like, yeah, that's That's okay. We Dolphin fans. We ain't see the playoffs in a long time that meant something. You know what I'm saying? So all these fans have valid conversations, but it's like, yo, I don't care about the playoffs. I'm sorry, I don't care about the regular season and wanting to look like a juggernaut. And well, you only won by 10, or you only won by 2. You only beat this team by 30 because it's a trash team. I don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, when it matters, bro. Dak Prescott got nearly sacked by friend of the podcast, Bradley Chubb, had the football in his right hand. Bradley Chubb wrapped him up and put him in a straitjacket, and he switched hands with the ball, came out the tackle, would-be tackle, put the ball from his left hand back to his right hand, and threw for a first down. When I seen that, bro, you can't take nothing away from the Cowboys. Can't take nothing away from Dak. Like, I'm like, bro, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what Kadeem, you don't clinch a playoff berth without resistance. Next week, we're trying to win a division championship. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that without resistance. The week after that, we're trying to become the 1 seed. You don't do that without resistance. What does I don't know what y'all thought this was going to look like, but every single game for the rest of the season, we're going to have to work for it. Every single win for the rest is going to look just like that. It's going to be we're not just going to come out and punch people in the face and run off, and our nerve is going to be protected. So I hope you have a really good mental health system around you guys. If you don't, you can just come here on GTD and we'll help you through all of it because we're going to need it. But back to your question about the first drive. I mean, I was okay. I'm like, listen, it's the beginning of the game. We'll see what happens. We know what's at stake. They fumble at the 1 yard line. You know what I thought, Kadeem? Again, I was like, listen, there are people out there, and this is a real belief. Just let them score. They're going to score anyway. It's a belief. There's people who believe that, bro. And it just takes me back to my Sandlot game that I'm not going to have to go over that story again because this is a real big episode. I don't have to take you back to my childhood playing Sandlot when I had to put somebody on the other team. Like, yo, you got to play on the other team because you're not playing on this team like that. So, bro, we get the fumble on the 1 yard line and things are going in our favor. Like, dang, bro, we glad that went in our favor. And, I'm going to jump around a little bit. And, you had something to say about that first drive, Kadeem?
Yeah, listen, first of all, shout out to, is it Deshaun Elliott? Because whoever the running back is, I can't remember.
It was Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott came up with the biggest stop. Go ahead.
So to me, I'm thinking if the running back isn't running straight, it's a touchdown. I don't think, like, even if Elliott kind of gets there, his momentum should take him in. But the running back kind of shifts back inside, and Elliott's like, I don't know where you're going. Spins him around, brings him down. Excellent stop. And then obviously the next play, you get the fumble.
Hold up. Zach Sealer helped make that tackle as well. Deshaun Elliott put the initial hit on it, and then Zach Sealer stood up and was like, nah, he ain't get in here. You know what I'm saying? It was a group effort. Like, yo, we not just conceding, bro. Like, you gotta fight to get up in here. And all of a sudden, before you even go, I don't even know what you're about to say, Kadeem, but what does the game look like if they're on the 1 inch line and he makes that touchdown instead of, nah, bro, every inch matters. It's a game of inches. Sealer didn't give up, and Deshaun Elliott didn't give up right there. What does the game look like if they make that touchdown? But go ahead.
I think if they make that touchdown, again, it's a narrative thing. But the Cowboys are like, yo, it's that easy. We came to your home, and again, fair play to the Cowboys fans. It sounded like they turned up. It was allowed, like, Cowboys, you could see them in the stadium, so fair play to that. And it gives that momentum. It's that whole, yo, we came here on Christmas Eve to your home, drove down the field and scored with ease. And it would have been a deflating, like, for the fans and for the team, kind of like, it's going to be a battle. But you get that stop and everyone's like, yo, this is it. Let's go. Very quickly, just a few comments. IMAX says, can someone say the next line? That was the Hey Griswold line. He says it, and then I think the next line is Griswold whispering back, bend over and I'll show you. Nobody's seen National Lampoon's Christmas. I definitely have not seen that movie. Charlie, have you?
I haven't, and I'm the movie buff on this podcast.
Yehudi says, early season, it was our offense. It's been defense as of late. We have 2 more huge games to find that balance. Robert Ashton says, Merry Christmas, guys. God, I took this night shift. Now it would have balanced. Sorry, Merry Christmas, guys. I took this night shift now. It was in the balance for a while, though. Yehudi says, saw a tweet saying that we lead the league in their sacks, and it was so many times.
I was about to say, Bradley Chubb probably has to lead that stat by himself. And you know, I got on front of the podcast, Bradley Chubb, like, bro, he has got to have some of the most pressures in the NFL. He almost gets there all the time. And bro, it's cool because it's pressure. It's gonna cause some stuff. But man, listen, go ahead, continue, Kadeem.
There's a comment here from Tim, which I want to talk about later. Robert says, sorry, IMAX, not watched it in a long time. Ruback has the fins up. Pecco Petty, I think, says, did you guys happen to see the ESPN score where it said the final score was 22-19 to Dallas? I didn't see that, but clearly ESPN had another question in mind. Tim Carroll said, yes, 19-20 I got and Dallas win, just as the snap was about to happen for the kick. Carl says, Merry Christmas. Shout out to Deem and all the overseas brothers and sisters staying up late to support.
Hold on. Let's stop right there. So, just for confirmation, ESPN put out a notification saying Dallas won basically 21-19?
22-19, apparently.
22-19. So before our kick. But that was only had what was the score? They only had 20
been 20, yeah. So either way, ESPN was just trolling.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Carl says Merry Christmas. Shout out to Demon, all our overseas brothers and sisters staying up late to support our boys. And IMAX says Charlie, what? Not surprising, Kadeem. Yeah, not surprising at all.
Hey, so look, Kadeem, how about we get the fumble, and I don't know if it's the next play, but it's this possession. We get the ball. We're inside our own. We're on a negative 10-yard line, basically inside our own 10-yard line, and Tua drops back and throws it to Tyreek. Tyreek is on the number. He's open. Got like 2-3 steps on the DB, and Tyreek. The ball is not a perfectly placed ball, but Tyreek. It comes off of Tyreek's fingertips, and the only thing I could think of is, yo, he catches that, he's getting a record. That's like a 90. That's like a 90-yard pass. You're gonna score on that, and it was just a game of inches again. And what happened was, Tua got hit by Michael Parsons, and he had to get rid of the ball early, which is a theme in this game, by the way. Tua got hit by Michael Parsons, had to get the ball out early, didn't place it where he wanted to. Tyreek still had a chance, didn't get it right. And now the thing I'm thinking is, I ain't gonna lie, these injuries are legit. Once upon a time, Kadeem, we thought, you know, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland sitting out, friend of the podcast, Hunt sitting out, Robert Hunt, and then you had, you know, more injuries, and we kind of thought, okay, maybe they're just resting. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, if this was a real game, they'll be able to go. You know what I'm saying? And we said that multiple times. If this was a real game, we'll see these boys playing. I ain't gonna lie, we didn't even see friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson. Turns out Austin Jackson didn't play. He wasn't inactive, but he wasn't in the starting lineup. And we got Kendall Lam and a couple other people, and we're like, yo, what's going on here? So we are legit banged up going into this game, but we can't use that as an excuse. It's like, yo, we're not gonna be able to use banged up as an excuse. You feel me? So friend of the podcast, Javon Holland doesn't play. And the reason why I'm saying all of this is because Tyreek Hill is legit hurt. He's limping out there, bro. So when he didn't play last week, and it was, he doesn't know if he's going to go. He's going to play this week, and he's going to be good. Tyreek still's not ready, bro. He's not right. He's not himself. And this is what you get when it's like, all right, yo, we got to fight it out. We got to gut it out. We try to make the playoffs, trying to do this, trying to do that. I got news for y'all boys. It's going to be tough moving forward, but every game from here on out is going to be tough moving forward. Shout out to John Hoover, by the way. My dog, not Landry Service, aka John Phenomenon. I see you, bro.
He also said, "Let's go Dolphins." Tim Carroll also said, "I got a notification as if we missed the kick. 19-20 said Dallas won. The play happened. I was rather scared at that moment." Yo, it sounds like no one trusted Jason Sanders on a day where, listen, a couple of weeks ago we spoke about Jason Sanders' numbers this season and was like, it's not bad. It's just that from like 50 plus, he's not automatic. He clearly heard that and was like, I'm going to show you guys. Because Jason Sanders, I think he had a career high of 57, had a 52. Listen, he was automatic, and Yeah. Also, shout out to Charlie who said,
Go ahead.
No. What you gonna say?
Listen, so for all the audio listeners, we have a chat on YouTube. You know, we're doing the live stream right now, and there's a YouTube chat going on. And we just got clarification about this notification from ESPN. So ESPN had a notification saying Dallas won 20-19. And it was as if the Dolphins didn't make that field goal. So they put out the notification early. And I can imagine if you're a YouTube TV person like I am, it's probably like a minute delay. So if I would have got that notification, I turned off my notifications because of the 1 minute delay. So if you're like, if you got that notification, you're probably like, yo, I'm about to watch a miss Jason Sanders field goal. Like, that's crazy.
I'm going to bed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. So about Jason Sanders, how about this? The Dolphins had some dope kickers. I ain't gonna lie. I wish we had a couple other friends of the podcast, not friends, but affiliates on this episode. You know who number 10 was before it was Tyreek Hill? Orlando Murray. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Orlando Murray, one of the best Dolphin kickers ever. Cooper City graduate, by the way. I graduated from Cooper City already. You know who number 10 was before Orlando Murray? Pete Stoyanovich. Like, bro, Dolphins had some legit kickers. And the fact that the reason why I'm saying that is because Jason Sanders, who I told everyone they should start in fantasy football this week, and I'm not going to lie to you, I have a league where someone started Jason Sanders in the championship, and it looks as if this person's going to win the championship. Jason Sanders put up like 21 points, 22 points today. But listen, Jason Sanders connects the first Dolphin kicker to hit for 3 50-plus yard field goals in a game. And we had some dope kickers. And he hit a career high of 57, and he hits the walk-off game winner at the end. You cannot be happier for someone like Jason Sanders. Shout out to IMAX for getting the trivia question right. Orlando Murray and Pete Stoyanovich.
Yeah, I think there would have been a lot of people who, prior to the game, and at some point in the season, saying the Dolphins need to save money in certain places. Jason Sanders needs to go. I think we said a few weeks ago, like he's a really good kicker. You just want him to be confident and automatic from 50 plus. But how many kickers are automatic from 50 plus? You're looking at essentially one, and he's probably going to go down as the greatest kicker of all time. Jason Sanders, at the very least, has shown a few things. One, he can kick from 50 yards plus, but also he can be clutch. And that's what you need. Some of these games over the next few weeks might come down to a 30 or 40-yard field goal. And Jason Sanders showed he could get it done. I just want to go to a quick question from Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, Jason Sanders ain't going nowhere. He's a Dolphin now. Like, if there was a question about do we need a kicker? Are we moving on from Jason Sanders? That train left the station. Jason Sanders might have he might have a C on the shoulder next year, but I don't know that.
Shout out to Utah Fins fan over on Twitter. He said, "Did we come out of this game with any serious injuries?" Yes and no. So at the very least, we know Robbie Chosen had a concussion, and if you see the tackle, the moment he got tackled, it's like a whip back, head on the floor, and like concussed, 100%. Jalen Waddle hurt his shin. I don't think he came back into the game when it happened, so that's one to look out for. And Raheem Mostert got injured in the first half, did come back in for that touchdown to take him to, 21 touchdowns on the season? But I don't think he was on the sideline, helmet on in the second half, but the Dolphins ran Achan and Jeff Wilson Jr. for the rest of the second half. So
real quick, yeah. So when Mostert goes down, we're about to score, and he goes down, and you thought the pick of the week went down with him. Comes back in, solidifies the easy money pick of the week, and scores a passing touchdown, by the way, from Tua. And yeah, that's what happened there. So real quick, I want to talk about Waddle, how you just invoked the name Jalen Waddle. And I thought, you know what? Jalen Waddle is what Devontae Parker was supposed to be. A first-round pick as a receiver. Get first-round numbers. This is what you like. Jalen Waddle, the first Miami Dolphin receiver to go the first 3 seasons of over 1,000 yards. That's what Devontae Parker was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, Devontae Parker gets hurt all the time, and then exits the game and never comes back, or misses multiple games in multiple weeks. Jalen Waddle gets hurt every game, bro, but he keeps playing and he keeps coming back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, this is what we thought we was gonna get with Parker, but we didn't get that. You go ahead, bro. And I'll be right back real quick. Go ahead, continue.
Well, no, yeah, I think Waddle had himself like after that Tyreek Hill drop, Waddle had that amazing catch. He obviously got a finger or a thumb to the eye, which had him down for a bit. We don't know how banged up he's going to be. I'm sure that at some point over the next half an hour, say, the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, all the boys will adjust the media. I'm not seeing nothing on social media right now. But yeah, it's definitely... Also, there's more comments, so let me go through the comments very quickly. What have I missed? Rob says, can we give the O-line a shout out? They only collapsed once. We had the likes of Cotton, Lam, and Ike out there all game, 100%. It was like a third down where essentially the Cowboys just sent 4, but it was like 4 defensive ends and they got home. Outside of that, 2 was relatively clean all game. John Hoover says, let's go Dolphins. Carl says, now let's watch the Pats take an L. IMAX says, and good on the NFL for putting the Sunday night game on the NFL Network and keeping NBC from holding DirecTV customers hostage. John Hoover said, the Dolphins have done magic with the O-line this season. IMAX agrees. John Hoover says, I'm pissed I didn't pick up Jason Sanders today. Yeah, like, fair play to him. As Tim Campbell says, Sanders has stepped up big time over the last few weeks when we need it. John Hoover says, ha, 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 F ESPN, and then says, Mayor, for real. Tim Campbell, I assume talking about the Chosen Anderson. So Robbie Chosen, yeah, that was nasty. The impact on the floor was tough. The moment he said it, that floor was like, yeah, dude's concussed. There's no way.
That was unfortunate. So everything you just said, solid. How about my thing about, man, I heard you saying it and I wanted to interrupt, but I didn't want to interrupt. Man, listen, at the end of the day, you got to scratch and claw. We thought, it's going to be Christmas Eve. The Dolphins game going to be on. We have to do a live. We'll do like a 10-minute episode and say, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. The Dolphins won. Like, bro, this is a whole full-blown episode out here, bro. Like, man, listen. So what I didn't love, Kadeem, was Coach McDaniel. Me and you talked about the little pettiness. Like, there's always a petty thing going on with. It's like Tua and Coach are such good friends. It's not just a quarterback-coach relationship. They're friends, and it feels like, and they call each other 11 o'clock at night. Hey, man, what you got going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm in bed. You know what I'm saying, with the wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and that's when I think these conversations be happening. So we went for it on 4th down, and I didn't like going for it on 4th down. I'm like, I don't really love this. I don't love this. It's early. You see, you go for it early. You have time to come back. It's cool. There's gonna be people like, well, we would have kicked that field goal. We would have been over 3. No, that's not, because Cowboys wouldn't have went for it all them times if that was the case, right? So forget all that. But I didn't like going for that. And what I noticed is, Kadeem, remember the pettiness? Remember what was it? The Georgia versus Alabama touchdown that they redid, you know what I'm saying? And it was because we were playing Philly, so they redid the play and they ran it. And then there's some other stuff throughout the season. There's just like little petty play calls that Coach McDaniel like, hey, if you know, you know. And on that 4th down, and this whole game, by the way, I seen that they were trying to get Cedric Wilson Jr. the ball because he's a former Dallas Cowboy. And I'm like, yo, stop the pettiness. Not right now. We need touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? We don't need like this dude getting off so he could say, oh, y'all let me go. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it started feeling like. And I noticed Tua misses Cedric Wilson more than he misses other receivers. Like when he misses Cedric Wilson, it's like, I don't want to say a bad miss, but it's like, yo, you missed him more than you would miss a Tyreek Hill, or you would miss, you might miss a little bit. You miss him by a lot. I guess it is a lot. It's a lot more than other receivers. But I got to say this. Shout out to Kadeem Simmons' outfit. Dog got the ugly Dolphins Christmas sweater on right now. He rocking it. Couldn't even address it. Got the Santa Claus cap going on, man. Like, man, listen. Dolphins officially make the playoffs. We're a banged up football team right now, but everybody's banged up, and we just got to keep the show moving.
Yeah, a few things on that fourth down play. I didn't like it. I was thinking just take the field goal. I
Yeah.
do wonder what route Waddle was going to run, because that's the route where Waddle got hit in the eye and went down immediately. And like, I do wonder if that kind of made things a bit easier. But at the same time, I would have gone for the field goal. I also believe
No,
that.
no, 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 no. Waddle went out
So
before that.
no, it wasn't. So
Nah, bro, because Waddle wasn't in on that
you're
fourth
right.
down.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't on the
That's why
field.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like it. I'm like, yo,
yeah.
so
You're right.
now
Yeah,
we're down the receiver, and
apologies.
we're
You're right.
still
Yeah,
gonna go for it. But go
yeah.
ahead, continue. Go ahead.
The other thing I didn't like, and this has nothing to do with either team, basically. No, it has. It's Dak. Excuse my language. Dak's a little bitch, because as Christian Wilkins is sacking him, and you see Christian Wilkins put his hand up and say, "Yo, I'm not falling on him," and then Dak kind of like pulls his helmet so that Christian Wilkins lands on him, and then the rest throw the flag. I'm like, "Yo, Dak, that's smart." But again, excuse my language, you're a little bitch. So Tim Carroll said it way earlier, and I just want to get the comment. Uh yeah. Dak pulling Wilkins onto him by the back of the helmet to get a rough call was low, clever but low. But then also, the Dolphins' only touchdown of the game comes from a rubbish roughing the call passer on Micah Parsons on Tua. So I feel like they kind of even it out.
I'm not
Dolphins
gonna
also
lie.
had
We kind of got it back. It was not roughing the passer, in my opinion,
not
on
at all.
Tua. Michael Parsons hit him, and someone said in the comments, I think Tim and Phenomena John Hoover said, shout out to the line, which is true. Shout out to the line. But Tua did get touched a bunch of times. He got hit a bunch of times. You don't love to see it, but that one roughing the passer was not roughing the passer.
Not
But
at all.
we'll take it back. Like, that's what happens when you have to have a makeup call. Like, yo, y'all gave us a BS call, and we got our BS call back, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. A few more comments as well. John Hoover says, hopefully everyone is all right for next week, 100%. What I will say, not that it makes things easier, but the Ravens play Monday Night Football in San Fran, have to get back. Was it what, Tuesday? Like, it's going to be like, they might be a bit off kilter, but at the same time, at this point in the season, I don't think it matters too much. Tim says 1 a.m. going to have kids waking me up in a couple of hours, but as if I can sleep. John Hoover says McDaniel is almost too smooth sometimes. Dolphin Don says Tamman may be off somehow. I think that's with Tua and Cedric Wilson. He then says, yes, Charlie. And at the end, we just gave Jeff the ball and we just called it and ran the right play and executed 100%. John Hoover agrees with me. Dak is a bitch. He pulled Wilkins down on him. Biggie G says, fins up, baby. Rob says, can you buy the throwback hoodies they wore today? Rob, I think they're on the Fanatic International site. Someone in the Dolphins UK WhatsApp group said, but we'll double check that after. Dolphin Don says, I didn't like the 57-yard field goal call either, but I was wrong. Listen, when I was like 57 yards, I was like, yo, don't do this. Like,
I liked it. And there's so much stuff that I did like. I like that because it was still early. That was early too. You know what I'm saying? So that's early. You could overcome that. And then it shows, it instills confidence in your kicker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the man is hitting from 57 and 60 in practice. Like, yo, let's see what you got. This is all hands on deck. We need everybody here. So we can't have a game where we need everyone and then handcuff our kicker. That's unfair to him. That's unfair to the team. That's unfair to everyone in the organization. Like, yo, it's a team game, team sport, team win, team loss. So I was okay with that. I was also okay with Dallas going for it on fourth down. For us, I gotta say this. Shout out to Dolphin Don, his name and his Abby, by the way. Shout out to Dolphin Don. Y'all come chop it up with us in the comments. Hit the like, please. Hit the like, subscribe when you get a chance. Appreciate y'all. So I like the fourth downs that the Cowboys went on. They went for them. And then I also like the first. I like, yo, this is big, and I like it both ways. I didn't love our fourth down when we did. I'm like, and I'm always on the side of coach, like whatever coach says is cool. I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? All these field goals, I'm like, yeah, actually, I didn't like all those. And I didn't doubt Sanders. I'm like, yo, let's see what you got. Like, you know how we were nervous? Like, it was a nervousness. I wasn't nervous when Sanders was kicking these field goals. You know what I'm saying? Except the last one somehow. Like, yo, don't blow this one.
Same. I was like, listen,
that was the only one. I was like, yo, not this one, please.
I was
don't
like,
blow
don't
this.
hit for 57, and then with 2 seconds left, miss this one because I'm telling you now, yeah, I'll cut you immediately. Like you're not even making the plane home. Like you're staying on the field. Like, but anyway, yeah, it is what it is.
Shout out to Raheem Mostert, had 18 touchdowns or 19 touchdowns. His first 8 seasons in the NFL, has 20 this year.
Yeah, that's insane. And that's at 31 as well. And that's the team that also had Jalen Waddle when Raheem Mostert. Tim Cavo, sorry, Biggie G says, my body can't stop tingling. Tim Cavo then adds, wondered if the refs thought the roughing on Tua was due to the hit being on the helmet. It wasn't and shouldn't have been called. I think they just called it because the throw was gone and they thought it was like a bit too late. But even then, it's like, is it 2 steps?
But what I think Tim is saying is if the ref thought he hit the helmet. You see what I'm saying? Because the way he whiplashed. That's the only way it could make sense, Tim. If the ref thought he got hit in the helmet because the way it looked, I can understand that. But it was definitely within the parameters of a legal hit on the quarterback. I had another thing. Shout out to Christian Wilkins. I've never seen this happen. Christian Wilkins was pursuing a play. His helmet came off, and the play got around him or by him. So on the way to pursuing the play backside, he scooped up his helmet, put it on, and kept playing. Like, yeah, that's impressive. You know what I'm saying? David Long Jr., by the way, is a solid addition. Like, 100%. He doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get enough airtime. But David Long Jr., I think he had a bad play where, egregious, like, dang, bro, not right now. But other than that, dude is a solid addition. He's a legit piece for this defense. A defense without so many people right now. Shout out to Touche's 24, Jalen Tolbert going up and over Xavier Howard pulling down that Moss that boy. But
that was not a weird one. To me, it looked like Xavier Howard kind of slid up a bit to go for the interception, and Tolbert was like, yo, I'm grabbing this. And I also think it's one of those ones where sometimes it's just best to make a break up. Don't allow it to come down a bit. But again, great throw from Dak. Great catch from Tolbert. IMAX says, yeah, I forgot which pod said the Ravens playing on a Monday and having to fly back across the country should be a slight advantage. John Hoover agrees with what you're saying earlier. Says Tua to Wilson is like Rudolph to D. Johnson. Rudolph could hit Pickens anywhere. He overthrew D. Johnson wide open by 10 yards yesterday. Dog fan Don says Shody believes in Sanders. Thanks for the comment about his name and the picture. And Carver said 21 now, isn't it, for Mostert? That's on the season, yes. IMAX says Tua's neck snapping back the way it did helped the penalty. And then says there was a second defender hitting him lower, which made Tua look odd in the way he took the hit, as if it was worse than it was. Yeah. There's one thing shout out to friend of the podcast, Elijah Campbell, for that.
Shout out.
For that grab on the 1 yard.
And then they had to punt out their own end zone. Hey, Elijah Campbell getting a lot of time, man. We got to hit Doug up. Hopefully we can get him on the podcast. Last thing I got before we get into bonus time is Vic Fangio. I don't like the stubbornness from Vic Fangio. You know what I'm saying? And although it worked out this game, and there's something you have to either live with or you have to bend a little. And I'm not sure what it is that you have to do, but there's a conversation to be. By the way, Brandon Cooks touchdown in the corner of the end zone. This is football. Beautiful. This is the football at its highest level on our best corner. Like, and then now all of a sudden Jalen Ramsey's trash. No, he's not trash. These boys get paid, bro. These boys get paid millions of dollars to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping. But Vic Fangio refusing to like put Jalen Ramsey on CeeDee Lamb. Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm telling you now, yeah. Kadeem Simmons' voice. One game, Jalen Ramsey is gonna get so mad that he's gonna say, yo, I'm getting the number 1 and I'm traveling and I'll deal with the coach after the game. Like, and it's gonna happen, bro. And hopefully it doesn't have to happen, but an alpha competitor is gonna do it. He's gonna be like, yo, I don't care what coach says. I don't care. Yo, you could tell coach that I said we're doing this, and then I'll get in trouble for it, but I'm sticking him. And if we would have lost that game, Kadeem, that would have been the narrative right there for me. That's why I would have went with it.
It's interesting though, because up until essentially the fourth quarter, CeeDee Lamb he had like what, two catch, or like he had like 3 or 4 catches in the first half, or like the first quarter
I
really
think he
went
had
off.
5 catches and 9 targets in the first half for like over 100 yards. Man, I think I got
Yeah,
the stat actually.
I thought it was 97 because he had like a 4-yard
93.
catch in this.
So 4 catches on 5 targets, 93 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, but then after that,
They
like
made the adjustment. I
and,
get it.
and
That's why I said I don't know, but it's like, yo, why can't we? I don't love it, bro. I'm just saying,
but the thing is, I don't even think it was Ramsey on CeeDee Lamb. I think it was
it
so much
wasn't.
was just, and it seemed like the press was just getting home that Dak just couldn't get the ball out to CeeDee Lamb. But then essentially, like you said, guys get paid. And in that fourth quarter, Dak was like, I don't care what you do, the ball's going to CeeDee Lamb. And listen, like you said, that's what the first touchdown that Ramsey's given up so far as a Dolphin, but it was a great touchdown. It was an absolute listen.
Look at what that had to look like for it to be the first touchdown Ramsey gave up. Look at what it had to look like. You see what I'm saying? Look what had to be done for Ramsey to give up a touchdown. It had to be the best ball Dak threw all night and the best catch Brandon Cooks has made all season.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Before we go to bonus time, shout out to Tim Caro. He says, "Was I right thinking I saw Ingram out there a fair bit?" And yes,
he was.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Ingram wearing the number 9 jersey previously worn by Noah Igbenogany.
Friend of the podcast, Emmanuel Ogba was inactive.
Yeah. So again, hopefully Ogba isn't out for too long. Hopefully it's just a week thing. But yes, good seeing Ingram back out there. Charlie, it's 20 past 1 in the morning. I don't know how I'm gonna get to sleep. Like I'm just buzzing. And
it's a pretty good Christmas for y'all boys. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know if I said it to you on the last episode or like when we was recording the Patreon. I know the target is Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff, but for me, I just wanted to secure a playoff spot because I did not want to be in that scenario where somehow, some way, the Dolphins missed out on the playoffs. Like, really? So I'm not saying like it's now put your feet up and you kind of enjoy yourself, but for me, it's like, listen, the first target of this season is now complete, and now we're going to work on the rest. It's kind of like when you propose to someone. That's not the end goal. The end goal is the rest of your life. But once you propose, the planning starts for the wedding and the kids and all that kind of stuff. The Dolphins have.
That's solid, bro. That is solid because I propose to a number of people, by the way. Imagine how that works. You know what I'm saying? And that is a legit thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not the end goal. The proposal isn't the end goal, although it is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And then man, but that was super solid analogy right there. And I cut it off, but it was really good. I feel like we could have clipped that, but I blew it.
We still can. Listen, the ring's on the finger. Now let's get married, have the babies, and live happily ever after. Let's get a Super Bowl ring. Tim, we will get to your comment in bonus time. Charlie, let's get there now.
Merry Christmas. The Miami Dolphins are going to the playoffs. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Charlie, I just want to show you something very, very quickly. Shout out to Andy in the Dolphins UK WhatsApp chat. He just sent this, and here is the proof to what we were talking about earlier. Shout out to ESPN. They tried it. They tried it big time. Dallas 20, Miami 19. Cowboys beat the Dolphins. How? It wasn't even like the ball kind of like skewed to the right. It was straight down the middle. So,
bro, send that to my phone, please. Bro, listen, bro. the ESPN app tried to speak it into existence. They tried to will the Cowboys a win, bro, and it didn't happen. It didn't work.
Not at all. Tim says, bit of a shame now the Bills managed to beat the Chargers. East could have been locked right now as well. Listen, the Bills are messing around and might find themselves like, listen, obviously this is a next week conversation. The Patriots might beat the Bills. And
I thought the same thing, bro. I thought the same thing.
That Patriots defense can hold the Bills to 10 points. It's whether they can score 11. But yeah,
bro,
Tim Cowboys.
Yeah. So the Chargers almost upset the Bills, and almost doesn't count. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. But yo, if the Chargers would have beat the Bills, you know how Twitter would have broke. Twitter would have broke, and all of Bills Mafia would have had to go clam up somewhere. But I'm not worried about anything, Kadeem. I did not think the Dolphins, if you know, putting it out there, I thought I was more concerned about this game than the next two. I thought the Cowboys would beat us, and we would beat Baltimore, and we would beat Buffalo. So now that we got over this hump, bro, listen, it's one game at a time. It's a one game season for the rest of the season. For the rest of the next 6 weeks, it's or not even 6 weeks, like until February. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna have a bye, and then there's a bye before the Super Bowl. So, bro, we're playing with house money right now. We just got to win games. Find a way to win the next one now. That's
100%.
it.
IMAX says Miami Hurricanes with a top 5 recruiting class, and the Dolphins beat the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. A great Christmas indeed. Got this sent over from the US today. Nice.
Check Kadeem out, boy.
Love that. Absolutely love that. IMAX said bonus time. Yep. Robert Ashton said Colin Cowherd in control of the ESPN notification system. Listen, I don't. One great name. Two, I don't pay attention to like all these people. I am very interested to see his reaction to that game, and you know the narrative that's going to be spun.
They'll deflect. They'll just put it on the Cowboys because it's easy to do. It's 100%. Easy to put it on the Cowboys, bro. So we have to wait until we beat Baltimore for us to start getting credit. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry, because we're not going to get credit then, because if Baltimore loses to the Niners and then we beat them, it's going to be, oh, Baltimore's not playing well. So the Dolphins never going to get credit, y'all. Just know that. We're not going to get credit, all right? So let's just forget it now. Let's just get these wins and do what we got to do.
100%. Tim says, I thought the Chargers was a trap, overlooking them due to not wanting to be swept by the Pats, and the Chargers being broken nearly happened. IMAX says you have to run the ball against the Bills. The Bills are concerned with getting beat over the top by Tyreek and Waddle, so soften them up with the run, and when they stack the box, meep. John Hoover says, man, I thought we could beat the Cowboys, and we did. IMAX says, hey, Kadeem, it's all about the you. John Hoover asked...
Hold on. Did you say meep?
Yeah.
Do you know what that says?
And listen,
I feel like you should have said it more like the road. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Not meep. That's not a road runner. That's like a tortoise. Meep.
There's a movie being made by Warner Brothers. Basically, it's Coyote suing Acme over all their failed products and saying the reason I didn't catch him is your fault. It's got John Cena in it, but Warner Brothers pulled it because they didn't think it would make any money, and now there's like a petition and stuff to be like, yo, put this movie out because it sounds amazing. We
need that.
So you heard it here first. It might come out at some point. John Hoover asked, yo, how did Kadeem become a Dolphins fan and a Hurricanes fan? Very quickly, became a Dolphins fan, essentially playing Madden, needed the team, loved the aqua uniforms. I was like, I'm going with the Dolphins. This was about probably like 10 years now. And then, yeah, because I support the Dolphins, Hurricanes, Marlins, Heat, I'm a Miami guy. Interesting, also, very quickly, I was on the train into London today, and there was a guy on the train from Miami. He was like, you a Dolphins fan? I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, so am I. We spoke very briefly. He was with his family. I was with Hannah Montana. But shout out to the guy on the train. Merry Christmas. Obviously, Dolphins get the win. Did you going to say something?
I got to say, when I met Kadeem and he had a Kiko Alonso jersey on, you know, I asked him, like, oh, where you from? Because he had a Dolphins jersey on. He's like, I'm from here, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'm from London, mate. And I got to tell you, when we were talking, he had all the angst of a Dolphins fan. He had all the hurt. He sounded like a jaded Dolphins fan. I like, oh yeah, you really a Dolphin. You're not just putting on this, and that's why I like, nah, this is the right podcast we got to do. We got to do the podcast because you're a genuine Dolphin fan. He knows what it's like. He's been through the mud. I like, all right, this is legit. I like it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of older Dolphins fans who basically grew up on Marino and Channel 4 and stuff like that. That's how they became Dolphins fans, but I wasn't one of those. I, started with Ryan Tannehill and I moved on to Tua and Jay Cutler and Josh Rosen in between. Scotty Joe 22 says, let's effing go Brits. And then IMAX says, yes, the Roadrunner. Meet Roadrunner. IMAX says, meet as well. Tim Cameron says, agree, Charlie. Ravens won't be it. Then when we beat the Bills, they won't count as they didn't make the playoffs. IMAX laughed. And then Scotty Joe 22 says, no hurt here. I went to home games in 1972 and 1973. That's dope. That is amazing.
The Orange Bowl, bro. The Orange Bowl. Listen, matter of fact, so Scotty Joe 22 says he went to home games in 1972 and 73. That's when the Dolphins play in the Orange Bowl. John Hoover here has a rock. And I don't know if John Hoover still has this rock, but he has a rock from the Orange Bowl when it was torn down, when it was demolished. He kept a rock. And I wonder if John Hoover, if you could comment if you still have that rock or not. Because I was jealous of that rock. I'm like, yo, the Orange Bowl just got torn down. And like I thought, like, oh, maybe I should go get some dirt or something, right? And I went to John Hoover's house and he said, oh, I got a rock. And here goes John Hoover saying he still has it. And I'm like, dang, bro, I really want that rock, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Dolphins full circle over here on GTD.
100%. John Hoover also said, I was at the game when we had one game in the end zone that Greg Camaro scored. Is it Greg?
It's Greg Camarillo.
Yeah.
Someone else was on the podcast. DJ Pyro. That was DJ Pyro's first Dolphins game.
Yeah.
All right, yo, look at full circle GTD, man.
Scotty also says, "Yep, that stadium will literally shake." And
then says, no, you can't sun past that comment. The Orange Bowl would shake. The louder and ruckus it got, the more ruckus it was like, yo, we gonna be able to do this and survive. You know what I'm saying? So it would literally like sway. It was crazy. It had to come down. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. John Hoover says, yeah, it's got a certificate of authenticity and everything, and then confirmed 1 season. My bad. We need to go. We did quite a lot. Anyway, I need to go to bed, but we also need to go over to Patreon and do game balls. So we'll get to Casual Dolphins comment in a minute. Charlie, got anything to add before I kind of sign us off and stuff?
I don't have anything. We're about to go to Patreon. If you're not subscribed to our Patreon, rock with us on Patreon. You get all kind of free stuff, free entry to give away, all kinds of stuff. We're about to give out game balls on Patreon, man. Dolphins made the playoffs. It's a good feeling. It's a Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wake up. It's gonna be this is good. We're gonna be good for the rest of the week. New Year. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Baltimore. So enjoy it. Live it up with the family, man. Aqua and Orange. Y'all know what time it is.
100%. Thanks for everyone for joining with us. Listen, again, if you're in the UK, Merry Christmas. If you're in the US, hopefully, Merry Christmas to you guys in a few hours. Tim Caro says, Merry Christmas, all fins up. John Hoover says, I actually played in the Orange Bowl twice on TV as a kid, man. Again, sounds amazing. We're going to have an episode. We're going to go through all of this stuff. Rob says, Merry Crimbo all. Robert Ashton says, 6 degrees of separation between us all, man. And then Casual Dole fan says, Charlie, where's the victory visor? Fins up. Guys, we shall see you on the next one.
We already wore the victory visor a couple times, Casual Dog fan. But before Kadeem signs out, Merry Christmas, you 50 other animals.
Home Alone. I know that one as well. So yeah, IMAX says Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. We will be back on Wednesday, I believe. Mm-hmm. So yeah, guys, have an amazing Christmas, amazing Boxing Day. Hope you're all good. Also shout out to Josh Kasker from the Same Old Dolphins show. Hope your little boy's okay. Obviously, the Dolphins win on Christmas. Hope that made things a bit easier and better. But we shall see you all on the next one. Peace.
go.